Wonder if I can see anybody's live. Hola, amigo. Hola, hola. ¿Cómo estás? Hello, and thank you for the 3 people watching. This is a test. I'm testing out Streamyard. If you know the Connor and Chris podcast, I think that's the right title, the Connor and Chris podcast. Typically, what has happened with the Connor and Chris podcast, we actually started out with Streamyard, which is kind of funny. Everything comes full circle in life. We started out using this, and then we moved on to Ecamm, which is a program. It's a really good program. It's very powerful, but you have to have a really powerful like desktop or a really powerful Mac or whatever you're going to be using. It's got to be really powerful. And the way we do it is we actually use Skype along with Ecamm. So basically, it's sort of like I'm Skyping Connor into the program of Ecamm, and I'm basically doing all of 110% of the hosting, the switching, playing the clips, switching between what photos and all that kind of stuff. So I'm basically running the entire show. And Ecamm's not bad. Ecamm is really good. It is a monthly fee, and StreamYard is free as long as you do the free version. I'm thinking about going with their monthly sort of subscription cost, depending on how things go. I still do love doing the podcast. I just want to see it kind of have some growth there, especially with paying, 10, $15 a month. And we only do 2 shows. So we do every other week. So yeah, I might have to start doing some more live streams just to kind of get my money's worth. But so far, I'm doing a test on StreamYard. I can't really test out all their premium features quite yet. I don't know why I'm looking down. Looking at you guys. Hello. If you're popping in here, just testing out the audio quality, the video, seeing how this works versus what we were using before was Ecamm. So testing that out. Let's see. We can test this out because I definitely have some really cool ideas I want to start doing. But anyway, Universal announced their rules. If you didn't already know that, face masks is going to be required, temperature checks, wash hands often, social distancing, the floor markings. You're going to avoid contact. You're going to be using hand sanitizer when required. Follow team member directions. Make sure you have the app. Obviously, it's contact free. That's how you're going to do the virtual line, return times, purchase tickets, order meals. And these are the hours of operation. Kind of really weird to see hours like this in June, which is their summertime, which is primarily for Universal during the summer and during the winter are like their busiest times. Well, and spring break weekend, but um, especially the summer is their busier moments, and they have these weird times where it's just open from 9 to 6, at 9 to 6, 10 to 5, and 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. No word on the hotels and when they're going to be opening up. They're just sort of testing some things here and there. Um, yeah, so that is the new rules. How are these going to work with Horror Nights? Is, temperature checks. That's simple. Face mask. They just, I guess, won't have any kind of weird doctor style scare zones. That way people won't mistake other people. But then again, people wear all sorts of face masks. I've seen people wear black ones, skull ones, themed ones. So kind of hoping people are not wearing the mask and running around and trying to scare people. So not quite sure how they're going to handle that one. The washing the hands and hand sanitizer, that could be at the start of any house and at the end of any house. No, no biggie on that one. And then we have the floor markings. I don't know how do you do that with um, the why am I blanking the name on the uh, I don't know why I'm blanking the name on these things. The pathway, basically the queue line. I don't know how do you do the floor markings for that. That's a lot of floor markings, and then if you're gonna have to have people kind of be 6 feet apart, no one listens to that. I mean, I can tell you how many times we're waiting in line and you get people right up on you. You get people bumping into you. I don't see how that's going to be solved unless they really do the virtual line for every house, which then how does that work with Express? Kind of tricky there. Avoid contact with people who are sick. That's given, but it's Horror Nights and there's a lot of people at this event. Yeah. And I'm guessing if I don't know how they're gonna do inside the restaurants because no one has really gone into the restaurants primarily except for City Walk. I don't know how they're gonna handle in park, sort of, seating. Are they gonna, like, take out a bunch of the seats, tables, and it's gonna be limited? How's that gonna work with, like, picking up orders? Like, say, for instance, Monsters Cafe is always full during Horror Nights. Every time I've been in there, it's pretty much, I wanna say it's like 90% full, so don't know how you're gonna get your food and go when there's no places to really sit at. And Mel's Diner, my god, Mel's Diner is that's just like sickness waiting to happen with so many people packed in there, so not quite sure how they're gonna handle that portion. We know there's no parade and meet and greets are kind of from far away, so begs the question if they're gonna still have the scare actor dining, experience because most of the time you get pretty up close with the scare actors to take photos, and if we're supposed to keep a distance from the actors, well, primarily for the most part, I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work for the scare actor dining. Um, yeah, that's another thought I had. And if you didn't already know, the buy one get one tickets are have been extended to July, so there's that. Not quite sure that means we're getting a late announcement like next month, or we're still going to get an announcement at the end of the month. No word on that, as far as we know. But yeah, the parks are opening, and there we go. We're back. Muy bien, Chris. Yes. But that is it. This is a test. No one was watching. Well, maybe two people. But yeah, that's it. As we can see, there's Eddie. Muy bien. Ah, that's nice. I'm trying to see if there's a lag between the audio and the video. Hello, who's ever the one person watching. Not quite sure who that is. All right. That is it. End of the broadcast. Just testing this out. 10 minutes. We'll make it at 10. Tune in tomorrow. We will have our podcast, Connor and Chris podcast tomorrow, 9 o'clock p.m. Be there. It's going to be a really, really good one. I think it's going to surprise some people. Uh, Not going to give any more details than that, but yeah, stay tuned for that tomorrow. Connor and Chris podcast, 10 o'clock p.m. Adios. Good night.